Paranormal Activity, a movie that came out in 2007, becoming the movie that revived the found footage format since maybe The Blair Witch. The movie was so successful that they released another, and another, and another. Even a Japanese version came out, to the point that people wanted it to stop.
Stop it. Get some help.
And yes, in 2015 they released the last movie in the saga.
Finally.
But in 2021, Paramount said, hey, I want more. So they released a seventh installment, being an independent sequel that didn't have much or anything to do with the others. This one being released only on Paramount Plus. So in this video, I will recap the Paranormal Activity movie that you may not have seen.
Welcome to Random Recaps. In this video, I'm going to recap the movie.
Margot and her cameraman friend Chris want to make a documentary about Margot's past. Her mother, Sarah, abandoned her in front of a hospital, and Margot wonders what led Sarah to make that decision. Through a genealogy website, Margot discovers that her blood relative is a guy named Samuel, an Amish man going through his Rumspringa, basically a year where they experience the outside world for themselves. Taking advantage of this, Margot and Chris contact him to meet and discuss the documentary they're making. He agrees to participate. The team is joined by Dale, the documentary's sound technician, and together they head to the Byler farm, where Samuel and Margot's mother are from. At night, they arrive at the farm but are cut off from communication due to poor signal. Samuel gets out to have them welcomed, but the community refuses to receive them, leaving the team no choice but to go to a hotel. At the hotel, they hear something strange, but there's nothing there. Wait. A boy named Eli from the farm appears. The team takes him back to his home, where, as thanks, they are housed by Jacob, Margot's grandfather and the community's leader. In the early morning, Margot wakes Chris to film some strange people heading into the woods.
Suspicious.
The next day, they tell Samuel, who says some community members went to the woods for a search because a neighbor's cow was attacked.
I don't believe you.
Samuel shows them the farm, and while looking at the pigs, the sound technician says,
Do they all have, like, how do I say this, like nice butts like that?
What? Margot asks the community women about her mother, but they don't say much, only that she left with an outsider and they don't want to talk about it. At dinner, Jacob thanks Margot for returning to the community. A snowstorm hits and the generator fails, so Chris goes to fix it. On his way, he finds Eli walking barefoot.
Oh, Jesus.
Jacob says it happens often since he's a sleepwalker. The next day, Margot talks to a girl brushing a doll's hair, calling it Sarah.
That was my mom's name. She used to live here a long time ago.
The girl says her mother is still here and that something doesn't like Margot's presence. When Margot asks about her mother, the girl leaves without saying anything.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
That night, Margot wakes to strange noises upstairs, saying it's the fourth night this has happened. Curious, she goes to check it out. In the room, she finds a doll and, searching the drawers, discovers letters written by her mother, calling the community a cult. Margot notices a hidden door behind the drawers leading to the attic, where a demon is drawn on the wall.
I don't like where this is going.
She hears someone coming and hides under the bed. Jacob appears but leaves quickly, scared. Though it seems someone else is there because someone lies on the bed. When Margot uses the camera to check, no one's there. Margot gets locked in the room, so she has no choice but to jump out the window. The next day, she shows the team she captured a spirit in the room, though skeptical Chris thinks it's just a lens glitch. Wanting to know more about her mother, Margot interviews Jacob, who says Sarah was a free-spirited child whose behavior grew darker as she got older, attempting to take her life several times and defying the community's customs. She got pregnant by a local boy whose identity Jacob claims they don't know, causing the community to shun her. Margot shows Jacob the letter she found.
What did she mean when she said you can't have me or my baby?
Since the community doesn't accept children born out of wedlock, Sarah was supposed to leave her daughter with a family in the community. Not wanting to, she took her daughter to a hospital for someone outside the community to adopt her. Margot is saddened by what they did to her mother but believes she did the right thing by not leaving her trapped there. Using a drone, Chris finds a church in the woods. He tells the team and the three head to see what they can find. As they try to enter, Jacob arrives, telling them they can't go in.
I'm sorry, it's not permitted.
While sleeping, Chris wakes Margot after hearing an animal in distress.
What is that?
The two go to the barn and find the community performing a strange ritual, sacrificing a newborn two-headed goat. They follow the community, who leave the goat in the church. The next day, Margot tells Samuel what they saw, and he says they sacrifice deformed animals since they can't care for them all. Margot keeps asking questions, angering Samuel, who tells her to stop meddling in the community's affairs. Determined to uncover the community's secrets, they distract Samuel to enter the church. Inside, they find a drawing on the floor, the same demonic one Margot saw in the attic, representing the demon Asmodeus. They also find paintings showing the community sacrifices animals out of fear that evil will spread among them, with the young and weak suffering first unless sacrifices are made. They find blood near a well in the church. Fearless, Margot uses a harness in the church to descend. While going down, she finds crosses on the walls and a foul smell from the depths. The rope gets stuck at the bottom, where a strange noise is heard.
Chris? Hey, pull me up!
Reviewing the recordings, they conclude the goats are thrown there to feed a larger animal. Dale's car battery dies, so while they take it to the barn, Margot sneaks into Jacob's room for more answers. She finds a laptop with Wi-Fi hidden in his closet.
Well, well, well. How the turntables...
Checking it, Margot discovers emails revealing Jacob and Samuel knew she was Sarah's daughter. Samuel hadn't left the community, but had been searching for Margot to bring her back to the farm. Margot tells Chris what she found, and scared wants to leave. But they can't, since the car doesn't work, and they have no signal to contact anyone.
First thing in the morning, we'll head into town and get a battery for the van.
That night, Margot wakes, feeling a strange presence. She tries to wake her teammates but can't. Outside, some people stare at the window. Scared, Margot approaches the door to see what's happening. But she's attacked. A demonic entity grabs her. The next day, Chris and Dale find Margot by the window, her bed covered in blood. The community's doctor says it's just an unusual and severe menstrual cycle, and she needs rest. Chris and Dale don't believe a word. They ask a passing mailman for a ride to town to get a car battery. The mailman notices Chris's camera and asks what it's for. Chris says they're making a documentary about Amish life at the Byler farm, but the mailman confesses they're not Amish.
Bailers ain't Amish.
At the store, Chris asks the clerk if they can use his computer and researches Asmodeus. According to legend, the Norwegian town of Beskider suffered a massacre believed to be caused by Asmodeus. Desperate, the townspeople sought help from a white witch, who trapped the demon in a woman chosen by God, whose body was placed in a sacred cell to contain the powerful entity. For generations, the demon passed from daughter to daughter in the bloodline to prevent its release. Margot is next in line, which is why the community sought her. Back at the farm, Dale rushes to install the battery to leave, while Chris runs to find Margot but can't locate her or her things. He finds Samuel, who says it's time, and warns him not to leave until the bell stops ringing.
What? Sam! Dude, where are you going? Sam!
Chris ignores him, grabs a knife to defend himself, and runs to the church to find Margot. There, he finds Margot in the well, and Jacob warning him not to interfere or the demon will be freed. Chris ignores him, disarms him, and throws him into the well. he descends to find Margot. He finds a witch performing a ritual to transfer the demon to Margot. Chris pushes the witch and wakes Margot to escape. At that moment, a skeletal creature awakens and attacks the witch. It chases them, but luckily, it's chained. Fortunately, Dale arrives to help Margot climb out. As Chris is about to climb, the creature breaks free. The three run to the car, realizing the creature has climbed out of the well. Due to the heavy storm, they don't know where they are, and the creature kills Dale in slow motion. Chris and Margot run through the woods, finding the stable to hide. The creature tries to get in. So Chris and Margot hide among the cows. It's no use because the creature finds them. They hide again. Chris tells Margot to run to the truck, but the creature attacks him. Seeing the creature up close, Margot realizes it's her mother, Sarah, possessed by the demon. She tries to lure Sarah to attack her and fall onto a row of sharp farm tools. As they're about to escape, they realize Dale had the car keys. They run to find them, and on their way back, they see that with Sarah's death, the demon was freed, unleashing chaos on the farm. The community starts killing each other, while the livestock and farm catch fire. Despite everything, the protagonists escape the farm in time while being attacked by residents. Later, police officers arrive at the farm, finding Samuel possessed, crying like a baby.
Get your hands up! Let me see your hands now!
Samuel makes the officers shoot each other before leaving the farm in their police car. The freed demon can now possess anyone, and this is how the movie ends.